So in this video we want to give the owner of a meeting the ability to delete it. For example, this one that was being added by accident, and the only way right now to delete it is by going to Postman and actually making the delete HTTP request. We do not want this one to exist, so let's just have a little delete button or icon here and delete the whole thing. We can play around a little bit with our component market and check if there's something what we can use. Well, it's not really sophisticated at this point. Maybe at the time you're watching this video, we will have many more items, but it's good enough. And I heard that they're trying to build an reactive component where you can specify your own reactive native components, which would be awesome. Okay, this is not what we need. Icon button. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just go with a little icon. Okay, so the best place for it is on the top, on the right side. So what we need to do is to wrap this title into a container. Let's just drag it inside. Drag the title inside the container and drag then this icon somewhere in this container, like that. Let's swap those two, and then we have to go on container and make it horizontal, like this. Spread them out, align them. That looks good. Let's go to the icon and change the icon to maybe a bin or a trash can. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think I like this one more. Okay, so usually the color is not blue, but something reddish. Like that. Let's increase the font size to maybe 30. There we are. All right. So, who is allowed to see this? Well, only the owner should see this one. So what we can do is we need to have a mechanism to toggle this on and off. You will see that the icon itself has no visibility property, but a container has one. So what we can do is we just use the properties of the container by wrapping it around this icon, and now our logic goes to the visibility property of this container. And the function is quite simple. It asks basically, is the owner of this meeting the same thing as the user who's opening right now this app, this page? Let's go to utility. Let's check if it's equal. Double click. And we are checking if app variable, the user ID, is equal to data meeting one owner. Okay. This should only appear now for the owner, but what we also have right now is, oh no, I think it's okay. This should work. we are. Okay, we are always the owner. So to test that, let's just change the owner, for example, one of those, let's say the second meeting, the one with 2 stars. To do that, we have to go to Postman. Take this one. Let's just copy the whole thing until here. And then we go to the post. I'm sorry, to put. To the put request. Let's paste it inside. So what we want to do is we want to change this data. And the ID of this data is exactly here. Should be fine to just leave the auto-generated values as well. What we want to do is we just want to change the owner. So instead of 893, we move it to 894. Update. Record updated. Let's check it by making the GET request for the whole collection. And there we are. 894. 893, 893. Yeah. So if we move back now to our application, we should, well, if we open one of those where we are the owner, the trash can will appear, and here the trash can will not appear, and it's not clickable. Maybe it's clickable, let's check that, otherwise it would be a bad thing. I have never done this before, trying to click on an invisible item. Yes. Okay, great. So what we want to do is delete item. It's pretty easy. We just need to go to our data group in the logic market and drag the delete record function, connect those two. We're saying, okay, in meetings I'm going to delete the meeting with the ID which is stored in the page parameter. There we are. And after deleting, after it was successful, let's just navigate back. Okay, let's go now to the second meeting. Sorry, to this one. Let's delete it. There we are. Okay, it's quite radical to just delete it. Maybe we want to ask for some kind of confirmation first. And exactly for this case, we have the confirm flow function. Let's put it in between. So the upper one is the good case. In a case someone says yes. And the dialog should be something like maybe delete this meeting, question mark. Okay, let's create a dummy meeting for this case. Create. There we are. Delete this meeting. Cancel. Confirm. There we are. Great. All right, so let's take a look what's missing. We can go in. In this case, we are not the owner, but what we want to see are the different items here listed. Maybe we also want to see the stars. Well, we have them already here. It's not strictly necessary. Let's create one. Yes. That's great. Delete it. What happens if I do this? Okay, great. There is a little delay in the update because our data will be fetched by default every 5 seconds. We can change this behavior in the variable field. If you press on the data variable and press one of those data variables you have defined, well, this one, the updated one, we do not need that. Let's remove it from this page. But do we need it? No, we do not need it. Okay. So for example, in this case, the meeting 1 is a single record which will be fetched. And to understand this logic, let's take it apart. It says, as soon as this, well, after this page was created the first time and loaded, trigger this event. This event will be triggered, and then the getRecord function will be executed. And in a good case, in a case we get data, go here and put the data in the data variable. But also go in the delay function. And the delay function says, whenever I'm getting triggered, I wait 5 seconds and then I trigger again. So we get the data, it was already good. We're waiting 5 seconds and then we go back and fetch again. And then we fetch again. 5 seconds later, we fetch again. And we also go to this delay function if the record could not be fetched. So what it does is it polls the data. It's polling every 5 seconds. So that's why you see a little delay in the update. There are different techniques in how to solve this one, but usually it's not a big deal, and it's okay if the meeting is not updated instantly. Okay, let's save this one. Let's go back. Let's go and check what we need to do. We have the meeting rater. We are able to browse our meetings, click on one, and then check if we are the owner. And if we are the owner, we are able to delete it, like here. And if we have not commented on the meeting, we are able to place our comment. So what we need to do now is to put a listing. And to put the listing, we just need a repeated object. And in this case, it's the feedback itself. So let's drag a card underneath this one. And convert it to, by double clicking on it, advanced container. Let's change the title a little bit. Let's wrap it inside a new container. Drag it inside the container title and also drag a little paragraph inside. Okay. This one should only be a number, like 1 or -1 or 0, and the whole container should be aligned horizontally. Let's spread them out, align them. Okay, this one, maybe we need it to be a little bit bigger. 25. Let's put it bold. Okay. So this one, the whole card should be repeated by as many elements we have in the feedback array. And we did that before. Let's do it again. Repeat with. Let's choose the element, the data variable, meeting, feedback. Let's go on the title. And the content of the title is in the currently repeated item. It's the oh, we do not have a title. That's right. Okay. Yes, maybe we do not want to show the user. Let's make it a bit more anonymous. Okay, let's remove this one. We do not need that. We just place the comment, the effective number, the title. Yeah, we can just undo that. Okay, so in title, we select the number, and here we select the text. Okay, let's open the second meeting. There we are, 2 comments. Let's open this one. -1, no comment. And in Scrum, we have 1, super effective. Great. One problem what we have right now is that we do not want to show this list before we have rated this meeting. So what we can do is use the same logic as we have in place for showing the feedback box. So if we go to advanced properties, we have our formula written down here. Let's just select it all and copy it. Close it by putting an X. And then paste this logic to the card visibility. Advanced properties. Let's go to formula. Okay. So this one is the same thing. If there is no array, we do not want to proceed. But this one should be inverted. So what we need to do is just remove the not. Was there an error? Yeah. Like this. Okay, let's open this one. That's working. That's working. And here, it's working as well. So if I place my rating, for example, +1, finally, good meeting. Let's rate it. Okay, this one. There we are. Okay, it's working. It's fine. What we want to remove is this toast message. Alright, so it looks like the app is functioning correctly. What we could do is to style it a bit more, but I think at this point you should have enough knowledge on how to use Appgyver and how to style your app. I would love to see your different variations, and it's sometimes a little bit buggy here and there, and you can fix those by introducing new variables and checking those, and maybe extending the functionality or increasing the way we can rate by having more dimensions on what we can rate on. Maybe putting a picture here, maybe using a slider, maybe having more than 3 values. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and if this was helpful for you. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.